last time you left us, I just fired up that beauty right there behind me. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing because that'd take the fun out of it. But you will see it at the end of this video, I promise. But that being said, when I fired it, had a little bit of problems with the carburetor on it. Motor sounded great, but that cheap Chinese carburetor I took the risk on didn't pay off. So what I did is I got on the eBays and found me a used one and got it ordered up, and it just showed up here tonight. And so I'm gonna tear this thing apart and give it a once over and probably put it in the bath for a little bit and then put it together and stick it on that thing, and then hopefully tomorrow we can do some more heat cycles and finish this thing up, and we'll do a little bit of a rebuild. So follow along, let's get after it. So here's the replacement carburetor I got off of eBay, and you know, first initial impressions, it looks pretty decent. And this was all assembled when I unpackaged this out of the box. I think I paid $140 for this, and it came with a throttle tube, housing, and throttle cable, which, you know, really, other than the housing, I could really care less about the cable because cables are cheap. But that being said, it was a pretty good deal, I felt like. And so I went ahead and I pulled the bowl off of it, pulled the slide out of it and the needle, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulling these jets out of it, and we'll get this thing soaking and get her cleaned up. Sitting in the bath of Pine Sol for about, I don't know, an hour. Let's see how it's doing. Actually coming along really nice. It's starting to do its job on a lot of parts. So we'll let her sit for probably another hour or so. We'll pull it out, rinse it off with water, and put her on the old bike. Well, so far we've made progress. The fuel valve is on and it's not leaking fuel like the last one was. So that's a step ahead of the game right there. We'll consider that one a win. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing let down off the stand a little bit, open the garage door, and do a couple more heat cycles on this thing and do a little fine tuning with the idle air mixture and the actual idle, and hopefully those will both adjust, because on the other carburetor, you'd adjust them all day long and they wouldn't make a bit of difference. So we're gonna get that done and do a couple heat cycles on this thing, and we're gonna be ready to ride it. But you guys did get just a little sneak peek of what this thing looks like. So stay tuned for the whole thing. better than the first go around, so I'm pretty damn happy with that. It pretty much idled right off the bat. Only had to do just a little bit of adjustment on the idle side, and I think I did like a quarter turn on the air fuel mixer screw, but I'm sure I'll have to mess with it just a little bit. But this will give me a really good baseline, and I'll get this thing out and put a little time on it and take some jets with me and see where it's going to want to live. So anyways, I'm pleased with that. But let me flip the camera around here and I'll kind of show you the final product of this bike. Well, there you have it. 2018 CRF 250 92 CR 500 motor. Chassis has been cut, welded, modified to accept the motor, and I'm pretty dang pleased with how it turned out. You know, this bike, it runs a little bit. I've ridden it. This thing runs super strong. I can't wait to get the break-in on the motor finished up, which I'll probably have here in the next, I don't know, day or two. And then I think next weekend we're actually going to go out for our New Year's ride. And I'm going to take this thing and we'll see how she does. I've got high expectations for this thing. That being said, you know, a few people I couldn't have done this project without, and the biggest one is Dave at Lindsay Machine Racing. Dave and his crew and his family, it's a family-owned business. They are absolutely phenomenal at the work they do. If you guys need any kind of machine work for your ATVs, dirt bikes, snowmobiles, anything like that, I highly recommend them. They do the highest quality of work than anybody I've ever seen. Another person that I gotta give a huge shout out to is, you know, Sean, Dirt Rider Designs. I got a hold of him, told him kind of a basic idea of what I wanted for the graphics on this bike. I didn't want an off-the-shelf graphics kit. I wanted something totally custom, and gave him a few examples of what I wanted, and like a week later he had a proof sent to me, and it was exactly what I wanted. I mean, he totally hit this out of the park. I could not be happier with the experience I had dealing with him as far as graphics go, and just a hell of a nice guy. So if you guys need any graphics work, Sean, Dirt Rider Designs, check him out on Instagram. He's got all kinds of his, pictures of his work and everything he's done. He does extremely good work, based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. That being said, is none of these people I've mentioned, they're not sponsors to this channel. Not a single one of them. I appreciate the business that they run and the quality of work they do, and I really appreciate businesses like that take care of their customers and are easy to deal with. So, like I said, they're not a sponsor to this channel. I just believe that people that do quality work and take care of their customers deserve a good shout out. And so I appreciate your guys' stuff, so that's why I'm giving you the shout out. But try not to drag this on too long. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because we've got a whole bunch of other projects coming up. One that I'm really excited about is a CR250/300 KTM Husqvarna killer. I'm actually going to take this CR250 and I'm going to make it competitive with a KTM Husqvarna, type 300. I think I can do it, and I think I can do it for a heck of a lot cheaper than what a lot of these guys are paying for their 300s. So I think that's going to be an interesting little build. Another one is Jace has another CR500 motor sitting in there on the shelf, and I think he's actively looking for the chassis to put it into, and so we're going to do that one right from scratch. I mean, right from buying the bike to building the bike to riding the bike. So that being said, can do a few things on this thing here in the next day or two, mainly heat cycles and finish breaking the motor in, and then we're gonna have some ride videos of this thing, like I said. So stay tuned. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You guys that have already subscribed, I seriously appreciate it. Still looking for names for this thing, so if you guys have got a funny name or a name that makes me laugh, or a name that I actually use, and I name this bike because it's got to have a name. I don't know what we're going to name it. I'm going to send you some stuff. I'm going to send you some DBF stuff. So anyways, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to go to Instagram and check us out. We're on Instagram at Dirt Bike Fabrication, and we're going to be a little better about posting on there. I've been busy working on other stuff, and between this and everything else, I don't do enough Instagram stuff, but I'm going to start doing a lot more Instagram posts. So check us out and follow us on Instagram, and appreciate it.